Well, our subscription plans are all tiered, so they, the more capability and functionality you get, the higher price was, but in terms of the interviews themselves, we weren't talking about money. Yes?
The interviews were in person or were you doing it through phone?
Yes, there was a couple of ways that we did this. The first phase was all over the phone, or we use a video conferencing tool. And then the second phase, a few team members actually went out to different the people that we talked to earlier, we went out to their businesses and spent a couple of days with them, basically shadowing them to see, how they work, what their office is like, all that. Okay. I'm going to hand it over to Meredith. Meredith, if you have questions, I will take them when we're done.
All right, I see a question over here. Maybe you could say that.
Yes.
Were the customers, were they existing customers or potential customers?
These were, I would say, potential customers, people that we're trying to target with this product for the new SKU. Yep.
Thank you.
Hey everyone. Thanks so much to Catherine and Felicia and Kroger folks for hosting, and mostly for all of you for coming out on a Wednesday night. I'll be talking about making conversational UX writing and content design.
Meredith, can you hold the mic a little bit closer?
Yes. Is this better? All right. Thank you, Catherine. Basically, I was just saying thanks to all of you. So as a content, now it's not working. It is plugged in.
I can hear you.
Oh, we're using a
I am.
All right, I'll just stay up for you. That's fine. So as a content designer at a company focused on business messaging, I have really been focused on this question of, sorry, my slides aren't advancing at all.
Let's see.
Yeah, I'm giving up on the clicker. I just don't know. It looks like it's frozen. It's kind of 10%. Yeah, no, that works. Yeah, it's just frozen. All right.
Thanks for your patience. Tech, love it. So, Meredith Castile, I work at Intercom, which is a business messaging software. Intercom is the iconic messenger for businesses and customers to communicate to each other. And as such, I have been fascinated with crafting conversation, crafting the conditions for good conversations. So tonight, I'll delve into the theory of conversational design, conversational thinking. I'm a recovering academic, so you'll have to bear with me. I love myself some good theory. And then we'll delve into some practices. Okay, so conversational thinking is this concept that I've been thinking about. It's a concept I invented to try to get at what we as content designers do best. A lot of my thinking has been informed by Erica Hall's excellent book, Conversational Design. Definitely read it. And one of the things that Hall Castile observes is that conversational design accounts for a critical element of experience, which is time. If you think about it, the things that make up UX are time, space, and structure. And we've got system thinking for thinking about structure, right? Like, how do the parts of the product fit together? What are the concepts that people need to map their mental models onto the structure of the software system? And we've got graphical thinking. Like, how can we use space and layout to meet X goal or solve Y problem? But I would argue that we also have conversational thinking. And conversational thinking introduces the element of time. It introduces the element of emotional terms and conversational turn-taking. I use this image because on the left side, you see the numbers indicating the time and progression. And this is all about how might the give and take of UX interactions unfold. So takeaway one from the first section of this talk is, our superpower is conversational thinking, and we can lean into that as a discipline. Okay, so what's a good conversation? I would argue that tone isn't enough. So we all have these favorite pieces of microcopy, like Netflix is who's watching, as opposed to select a profile. That's UX writing gold. Is it truly structurally conversational? Alone? No. A UI that uses friendly language but doesn't flex in response to user inputs isn't truly conversational. So in everyday conversation, we know that good conversational experiences require rhythm and what linguists call turn-taking. Animals do this. It's a way animals bond. And we see this in human play, too. Everybody knows that it's not part of the rules of the game to leave the person on the top of the teeter-totter, right? Like, you have to take turns, and there's a rhythm to it. And what's good in face-to-face conversation is good for HCI, too. It's good for digital experiences, too. So as in play, we need to start thinking about cadence. Good conversation has cadence, rhythm, and rules, and we need to think about that in our content design. Okay, that's the theory part. Practical part. 3 practices to try. The first is something that I did when I first started out in UX writing. And I was working very much at the surface of the designs. I wasn't in a position to really inform the way, the layout of the flow. I was just doing UX writing. And this is my way that I was able to be conversational. I booked a room. I washed my brain of the placeholder text. I pretended I was in a call and talked out loud about everything. Each button, label, string, tooltip, as if I were talking to a person. I recorded my work in a table or sheet. Sometimes I used what we called a content matrix of screenshot, proposed copy, and notes. And that was my sort of first attempt at conversational UX writing. I moved into content strategy and deeper content design. And this is sort of how I think about content design now. You've got the surface, and as you develop in your career, you sort of work down toward the strategy layer. And so a really important practice for me in this phase was a content-first practice. So for this, you can list all the elements that need to go into the experience. And then you rank their priority. What can be combined, what can be eliminated, to create what's called a priority guide. And then based on that priority guide, you can sketch out a mobile-first wireframe. So this isn't conversational, but it gets you toward the beginning of the design process where you can start influencing the conversational approach. So now what I've been doing, again, Intercom is a company that does chatbots and messaging, and so I'm often having to create very conversational experiences. But I've used this exercise even for like settings pages, pricing pages. You do a bunch of research, you have all the information in your head, all the sales requests, all the customer service requests, UX research, have it in your head. And you imagine that you are sitting next to your user, and there's no interface, it's just the conversation. And you're talking the user through the steps they need to make step by step. Again, speak out loud, pretend you're on a call, write everything down, repeat, and then partner with other designers to make it happen. So again, sort of conversational UX writing, priority guides, and really tapping into your inner screenwriter and just writing the dialogue of your design, talking the user through the decision points. Okay, so we just have a few more minutes, but I'll do a quick case study of a chatbot that I wrote for Intercom. Okay, so Intercom sells chat experiences, and you click the thing on the bottom of the page, the messenger pops up. It's beautiful. And so I was working on a growth team focused on top of funnel experiences. So this was really like flexing toward the marketing side. And we had analytics come to us and say, look, bigger customers convert and retain better when they talk to our sales folks. So the challenge was, okay, can we get more folks to talk to sales? When I joined the project, the designer had explored sort of static onboarding-like screens as well as a form. So this is pretty standard for B2B companies. You just enter your information in a form and then sales calls you back. My big idea was, hey, instead of a form, let's invite people to open up the messenger and test out the product that they're going to buy. And while we're at it, we'll have them talk to sales. We got buy-in. We had many, many design questions. Should we tell people that they're going to have to talk to sales? If we don't tell people, is that kind of deceitful? Or is it a seduction? I thought it was a seduction, and I won through A/B testing. And then we needed to work with research and marketing to figure out, okay, well, how do we deliver the right information in all of these forking paths that is the chatbot? And how do we deliver big chunks of information in a way that seems conversational? How do we have enough quick replies in there so it's not like, being lectured at across the dinner table? And then this very much resonates with Carrie's talk. Is it okay to use some industry jargon if that's the way our buyers think and talk? When we're talking to support folks, is it okay to talk about CSAT? Or is that off-brand for us? We ended up using CSAT. So I realized after this project was over, that actually what we had, each decision point, as I was figuring out this flow, really mapped back to this British philosopher of language, Paul Grice, who had these maxims. Quantity, don't give people too much information, don't give them too little. quality, be accurate and truthful. Relevance, stay focused at the thing at hand, and manner, voice and tone. So I feel like this could be a QA checklist, just Grice's maxims for like all of UX writing. We had really great results from this. We went through a number of tests. We ended up driving up conversion by a lot. And when you consider that people who talk to sales spent 2 times more and churn less, it was quite significant, the results we got. So the results, conversation wins. We couldn't have gotten this with a form. So takeaway form, remember Grice. Finally, just to close, I think we're definitely headed as a discipline